Alright, so the first property we're going to take a look at is something that we call products with the same base. Okay, so in algebraic terms, we can have something like this, where you have a number, a, raised to a certain power, and you are multiplying it by the same number, a, and raising it to a different power. If you see this type of problem, what you can automatically assume is that you can rewrite it, you can rewrite the problem as a to the power of m plus n. In other words, you just add your exponents together. Let's take a look at an example here. So, if I want to do 2 to the third power, and I'm multiplying it by 2 to the fourth power, right? Notice how the bases are the same, right? They're both 2. So following our rule here, I can say that this is the same thing as 2 to the 3 plus fourth power, which is the same thing as 2 to the seventh power. Okay, then you'd get out your trusty calculator and type this in. Do I have my calculator on me? I do not. So let's see. Use my computer here. 2 to the seventh power gives us 128. Okay, so again, this pattern allows us to rewrite something like this that involves quite a few more parts into a single problem. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Now, I'm going to have a separate video on negative exponents, but I wanted to include an example here. So let's do 4 to the seventh power, and we're multiplying it by 4 to the negative third power. Now, when we give you guys problems like this, we expect your answer to not have any negative exponents whatsoever. Okay, and with numbers, right? With numbers, it's pretty simple, but with variables, which we'll get into a little bit more next week, things can prove to be a little bit more challenging. Okay, but the thing to keep in mind is our rule. If the numbers have the same base, all you do is add their exponents together. So I keep my base, and I add 7 plus negative 3. And what does that equal? That is 4 to the fourth power. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. And then multiplied by another 4 is 256. And that's our final answer. Okay, now with variables, remember, it's the same concept, except instead of numbers, we have letters. So let's see. If I have x squared, and I multiply it by x to the 7th, right? The bases are x's, they are the same. So because they are the same, I can use this rule. All I have to do is do x to the power of 2 plus 7, which we simplify as x to the 9th power. And because we don't know what x is, we just leave it as x to the 9th power. We cannot evaluate it. So there you go. There's your first property, products with the same base.